everyone to another episode of the Ready Set podcast. I'm Tony.
My name's Angus.
I'm Ricky.
I'm Derek.
And today we have two special guests with us, our friends. We have Aaron.
Hi.
And we have Kimmy.
Yes. Hi.
Yeah, so today, especially this day and age, with quarantine and everything, where a lot of dating and interactions are happening online. So we want to go into dating apps and our experiences.
Some juicy stuff.
Some of the juicy details, some of the DM sliding, all that
Some
stuff.
of our wins and fails.
More fails.
Some catfish.
It's all fails. It's all fails, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
How to slide, how not to slide.
So,
Slip.
so I guess what is one of the biggest things you guys look for in a profile that you're like, ooh, I'm kind of drawn to that. Like, what's that makes you want to swipe right?
If the girl has a dog picture in there, it's like, I think it works both ways, right?
Okay.
Animals are like,
True.
But some people do that on purpose. They'll add like dog pictures, like travel pictures to show that they're like cultured, something like that. So they do it in a way just to draw your interest. But like, what if they don't have a dog?
Sus. You're like, you're just sussing
No,
everything. Like,
you gotta-
there must
McDonald's?
be a motive.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
motive there.
So a dog and what other things?
Dogs are nice. I agree.
Obviously an attractive photo.
Attractive photo.
Well, I think attraction is
There has to
pretty
be
big,
an
right?
attraction.
There has to be some
First
sort of
step,
attraction,
yeah.
yes.
That's true.
Some sort of attraction. It doesn't have to be like,
Like, oh my
Supermodel,
God.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
8 out of 10.
No, when you see those really attractive photos, that's when you get really suspicious because you
Is she
know
fake?
there's a fake
Think
profile.
so?
Yeah, you go sometimes like especially since if I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but there's a lot of photos on the apps as well that have like filters on them, and then when they actually post it with the filter, so you don't really see them in their raw form, and you look at it, you're like, I don't know this person really doesn't look like that, but I don't know what they look like without the filter.
I feel like that's weird though if people post pictures and there's an obvious filter on top.
Like, why is her skin
Why?
glowing?
Yeah, why are you doing an obvious filter?
Has
Like,
anyone here ever been catfished before?
I have not. I have not.
I'm-
Have you?
I'm so
I
scared.
think
What's
You
catfish?
have?
Like when they're like slightly bigger?
Well,
Or is it
slightly
a
different
huge
or like a big
difference?
difference. Just any different.
feel
Not
like
a big
slightly-
difference. Yeah, slightly. Happens
Slightly
for
is
sure.
okay.
For me,
but
it's bigger.
Oh crap.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, also it could be not a guy or girl that you think. It could be
Yeah,
like
that's like a
opposite
full-on.
sex too. That's like the full
that's a
on like
huge catfish.
yeah.
But they won't ever meet in person. So I've been catfished and I've met them in person, and it
Oh,
was
but you've actually met them
Yeah.
in person.
Share the
Oh.
deeds.
How different
it was pretty dramatically different, and it was kind of well, sometimes I get off work pretty late, like almost midnight, and so there's one time I matched this girl. We've been chatting for a while. Got off work around midnight. We're still talking, and she wanted to watch a movie. So I was like, oh, late night, okay. So
Going down.
Okay.
Get the candles ready.
So set up my place, dimmed the lights, went and picked her up. But outside of her home, it was dark out,
Yeah.
and then so I couldn't really see that well. And then
You should have known at that
yeah,
point.
I don't know.
Turn your high beams.
Oh my god! Got her into the car, still dark. So I was like, oh, okay, right?
It's okay.
Back to my place, still dark. Because I had everything planned already.
It's too late to turn
Yeah. But yeah, maybe
Turned up.
that's I'll just end it up there.
Use your imagination.
Use your imagination.
And after that, you just never.
It was more like a morning. The next morning, I was like, oh, this is quite different.
Oh
You wait till the morning down.
Because it was all
Dream
dark.
as
It was
fuck.
You
all
didn't even
dark.
like turn the lights on. You just kept it on with a nice candle.
That was just like
Yeah, it was like
hormone driven.
ambience.
Like, it's been a while, so you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
No matter what, I just gotta.
It's just ambience.
YOLO.
Right?
If it was a show or like a video, it'd be like the cue and like, how could this happen to me?
Yeah.
I'm in my mistakes.
Yeah, that song's playing while you're sitting. She's right next to you the whole time. So why would I listen to this?
Why are you crying? Is it that bad? Maybe.
Just like fetal position.
Shaking like,
She's like trying to give you a hug. You're like, don't touch me. Please.
I want to be alone right now.
Oh man.
Did it run through like your mind at that time? Like, hey, maybe I should like quickly check or turn the lights in the car.
No, I was pretty young and everything was like hormone driven.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Fair
All
enough.
been
Fair
there,
enough.
It happens.
It's all good. It happens.
What else makes you guys swipe right on a profile?
I think they have to put like effort into their description. Like if it's just
A
like
good bio.
like if they have none, then maybe if they have good enough photos, I might be like, oh, I'm curious. But like they just have like some people put like fucking like a billion emojis, and you're kind of like, okay, they
Oh,
like
that's
to
it,
do
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
They swim. They like to do that. Okay, there's food. Okay, of course.
I like to go hiking.
People like to
and
eat.
that's it. I'm like, dude,
Like-
come on.
Super generic.
I like to
Yeah,
breathe oxygen. Okay, there's a fucking cloud there. I guess that's what it means.
A good sense of humor. If they can like put some jokes in there.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah,
funny. I
Yo,
don't know.
Yeah.
that's a huge green.
But have you
flag.
guys seen that though, where
Like
some people
jokes?
just put
Yeah.
literally fucking like 20 emotes there,
I have
and
seen
you have to
those, yeah. I
decipher
wouldn't do
what
that.
the fuck
Yeah,
that
that's
is.
weird. That's weird.
No, you
Yeah.
just send back
It's
a
like
happy
an
face.
eggplant and
Eggplant.
peaches.
Okay,
Yeah.
eggplant peaches.
So a good bio is was one of the things you look out for.
Yeah, good bio.
At least the point where they put an effort into
It's
actually-
interesting,
Like,
right?
It's interesting. It has to be interesting.
Like I understand some people aren't good at filling out the prompts, especially if like the prompts that the specific dating app has doesn't have anything that they like talking about. But like you can always put in something that like intrigues somebody that can
Always
like
add something.
yeah,
there's
What's an
always
example of a good
something.
bio?
Ooh.
Like,
Let's get a girl perspective on
Yes,
this.
yes.
What is a good bio for a guy?
Take notes, boys.
I got my notepad.
Ready with my memo.
I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like as long as it shows what they're actually interested in, so it's not like just fluff, you know? Like, it's not like so basic, but it shows their true like interests, like what makes them unique, and what do they find interesting, or like what are they looking for, and like
Oh, okay.
you
okay.
know, I think
More like
Is
detailed.
that
Detailed.
common to see something like what they're looking for in a bio?
okay, maybe not really what they're looking for, because I feel like not a lot of people write that down actually, but I think it's just more so like more about themselves, because you're looking at it to really get a sense of who they are, right? So if it's super generic, like I've seen so many generic ones where they're like, yeah, you know, anyone that can make my heart like feel warm and
Flutter.
fuzzy, like something
No,
really
guys
fuzzy.
say that?
Yeah, but
No.
the thing is,
That's so
That's a
cringe.
simp right there.
Yo.
what I don't get is those guys, I think, are like scam.
Okay.
Like so many scams.
Like
on
fake accounts?
Yeah.
Really?
I feel
Oh,
like
Like a
there
Tinder
are.
swindler kind of thing?
Kind of, yeah, kind of, but like a fobby Chinese version.
No, I think a lot of guys get that.
that's the green card scam.
Oh, so
Oh, that's what
you
I
go
have
to
for.
Canada.
Maybe.
I have the deal for you. Yeah.
What about like gym selfies?
Oh, shirtless face. I heard a lot of girls don't like those.
Or shirt.
I think it has to be like a certain amount. Like,
Okay.
just don't do too much.
Get
'Cause then-
one.
Yeah,
One is
because
good?
it's like, okay, if you like the gym, that's totally fine. But
Yeah.
like, if it becomes too much, like it looks like they're too like
Into
cocky
themselves,
or into
narcissist,
themselves.
Well, yeah, I love
Or
themselves
like
too much.
fuckboys.
Yeah.
narcissism.
Like a
Oh.
lot of girls would just not even bother because like, oh, that's a waste of
too
time
much.
for me.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
like, it's more like if you see someone that all their photos are like revealing or like super
Yeah,
revealing,
too sexy, yeah.
you also lose the mystery of them as well. So it's like you're giving me so much up front that it's
Oh,
like,
I
are you
know.
insecure in that way? You know what I mean?
I think it's okay.
No, but like everything. Like I'm just saying, like they.
It's okay. I'll see it. It's fine. I can see that.
triggered something here, but.
There's that mystery there.
It's
like,
okay. If you want to show it up, just show
No,
it
no,
up.
but like when I mean like a lot, I mean like every single photo,
Every
just
single-
them like fucking
yeah.
like going like this. You know what I mean?
That's kind of,
Oh,
Is that
okay,
not
okay.
That's
just giving people the vibe that
What if
they're
it's a
there for
lifeguard?
hookup?
yeah, that's what people would
True.
say.
Yeah.
It's too. It's cringy for me if it's like all of them is that.
Maybe it's a lifeguard though.
That's
different, right?
livelihood.
Yeah,
He's a bodybuilder.
Well, he has to put on clothes sometimes, though. What the?
That is true.
Actually, you know what frustrates me is if there's group photos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, every single one is a
Yeah.
group
Every
photo,
single-
and
yeah,
you're
yeah.
I
like,
don't know who's who.
or the one they're just staring at a distance, you see the back.
Or if they wear sunglasses.
Yo.
for
I
fucking
every
hate
single
when people wear
photo.
sunglasses.
I'm like, what do you even look like?
What's the point? Is this Guess Who right now? The fuck?
Yeah. It's like that sort of speaks sometimes to like, especially the group photo ones. You're like, if you're not, it's like you're not confident enough to post a single photo of yourself on a dating profile.
Yeah.
Naked.
You're like, you're
weird.
like, I should like that. That speaks to me like you don't have any self confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if you're this insecure just posting a profile online, you're like, I was like, how insecure are you like in real
I feel like
life?
that's kind of
Or
a
very
catfish,
superficial, right?
Yeah.
Like depends. What
And
you
it's also
see.
bad too if your friend is more harder than you, then everyone's gonna look at
That's usually why they do it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because they have attractive friends. Yeah.
I should put Angus on mine so that people swipe me thinking I'm Angus, so that I get more.
Damn, this guy's trying to get my.
Big brain plays. That's how you do it. Boom, my brain.
Smarter, work smarter now.
Yeah, we work hard, man. We work smart over here. You know.
That's true.
Oh, so like
Yeah.
which? Okay, so out of the dating apps that you guys have tried, what would you say would probably have works better for you guys?
I like Hinge.
I think Hinge is
my
the
favorite.
new hotness.
Yeah.
Because it's like they even like advertise
Oh, the
like
voice
they,
memo things.
they want you
Yeah,
to
those
like
are fun.
get rid of it, right?
Have you listened to the voice memo
I haven't
option
seen.
on
I don't think
It's
girls
good.
I
do
haven't used
it.
it.
Like
Girls don't do much.
I think
don't
most
think.
guys do it, but it's
Oh
like
yeah, so many
one,
guys do.
it's like either creepy as fuck or
It's hilarious.
hilarious.
So funny.
What's a good hilarious?
Oh, some of them is just so cringeworthy. Like you'll hear someone sing or like you just start
Oh
singing.
my
I'm like,
God.
Is the
Yeah.
singing good
No,
sometimes
it's
or
bad. It's bad singing.
like they're
It's
tone
bad.
deaf? They're like just like
Yeah.
what the fuck are you singing in the washroom?
Yeah, it's like I just honestly the whole point of going on Hinge these days is just to hear the voice memo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a good one? What's a good like? Ooh, this is different. This is nice.
I think if someone can have like a really sexy voice and they're acting out
Like low bass kind of thing.
yeah, or like okay, I like anime, so like let's say someone's really good at doing an anime impersonation, be like, you know what? Good job. Good job. I'd be like,
Just
thumbs up.
Just do the Gojo Satoru.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's
Yes, give us your best
Jujutsu
Gojo Satoru impression.
One spot.
I can't do that. That one's beyond my capabilities. But he's like a very smooth talking sensei inside that
he
one.
has like the blindfold,
Yeah,
deep
with the white
voice.
hair.
white hair.
Yeah. And he's like he's very confident and he has like a very smooth talking voice.
And
like,
he can be humorous as well. So
Yeah.
that's why like a lot of girls.
Damn, he
like
sounds
him.
hot.
Oh, he's hot. But I like Hinge because you can add so many things to it, like the prompts, your like age, height, profession. Do you smoke? Do you drink?
Well, also
Kids.
You know,
Yeah, kids are
do you
not-
have
Well,
kids
also
or-
now, like it's like with the COVID situation, they actually say like vax or unvax.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
unvax,
really?
fuck.
Also, can you filter into like
You can't. I think premium if you pay.
Premium,
for
yeah.
it.
There's certain things you can like filter, but not like
The
you have to pay to narrow
You
down
have to
even more.
pay,
Yeah.
But you can
It's enough. It's enough, I think.
it's in the profiles. So like if you care enough to read the profiles, it'll actually tell you all the statuses that they chose to do.
So for me,
Yeah.
like I think Hinge is number one. The reason being is because you set up your own custom prompts and there's a voice element to it, so it's a little bit more personable. But also the fact that like it's not just swiping left or right. You can like either their photo or their prompt, and then you can add your
Start
own
a
kind of like thing
conversation.
there. Whereas like it's a little bit easier, so then when people filter out people, you'll be like, oh, that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Let's try this person, right? So it kind of opens up a little bit more perspective into like what you're actually gonna have a glimpse of too, right? Like a preview, sneak preview, right? Whereas more if people like you, you're like, I don't know,
Like,
maybe.
that's it, right?
Like
Yeah.
maybe they're not a good like writer for like their profile, but then they might just be shy, and then once you see their humor via text, then versus your prompts, then it kind of like helps give you a gauge of like how they are as a person, right? Yeah, because
Wait, so on that app, you're able to interact without swiping or matching.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, you sort of reply to a picture or their
prompt.
Well,
There's
Yeah.
still a
Okay.
like
But that's
system
still a
though, right?
like. I mean, if you were to respond to their photo or their prompt, you are giving them a like, essentially.
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
but then it just pushes your chances to like
It's higher.
get a match with
If
them,
you ask
right?
them a question,
Yeah,
or like,
based off of a photo.
like,
Yeah.
based off of a
prompt.
photo or prompt.
exactly.
Because with Tinder, you're just liking or unliking.
swiping,
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about the second app?
Second apps.
I don't really use any other ones. I use Tinder, but barely go on it.
I think for me, it'd be like Coffee Meets Bagel. I think the quality's a little bit better.
Yeah,
like
but no one really uses it, I
I
feel.
don't use it.
They used it for like the first half of like I think in COVID it was really hot when it came out, but then I think Hinge is kind of taken over in my opinion. But the one thing I like about Coffee Meets Bagel is that like you get a daily 5 to 10 girls or whatever or guys,
focus on it, right?
and then you're more like specific, and then the way they like cater to your matches or your choices, I guess it's a little bit better because I don't know. To me, it's like the LinkedIn version of dating app. To me, it feels a little bit more.
It's more professional.
Yeah.
Professional.
Coffee Meets Bagel, I think is, in my opinion, I like Coffee Meets Bagel more than Hinge. But then I haven't used Hinge since they added like voice prompts and all that stuff.
I see. I see.
Yeah, probably Hinge #1 for me. Coffee Meets Bagel is like.
What's
okay.
what's the
it's
third
Does
one?
anyone actually enjoy Bumble with the
I
girls
never
having
got
to-
So
yeah, I've never tried that.
I used to like Bumble. It used to be in my top 3 for this, but like the problem I see now is like I don't think girls know that they have to message first sometimes
Oh, yeah, I think
because
so.
I've had a lot of girls like I would be like when we match and I would say something like I was like, oh, we almost didn't match because it almost expired. She's like, oh, what is that? What do you mean? I'm
Oh,
like,
she didn't know what that meant.
yeah, and I was like,
Oh.
well, this app is specifically to, you know, get women to make the first move. So
Yeah,
if you don't within
initiate.
24 hours and, you know,
Fun.
a guy has a chance to extend it, I think, by another day.
Yeah.
But if it goes past that point, I think one side or the other side has to, like, pay to, like,
Yeah.
reopen that match, right? So,
Yeah.
like, when I told her that, I was like, yo, we literally couldn't have matched. Like, luckily, you did, like, literally, I think it was, like, 5 minutes left. And she, like,
Wow.
yeah, I was just like, we
See, I
might
don't
have
know.
not had
I'm
these
horrible
days.
with dating app, like responding and stuff. So I feel like I would have just forgotten about it.
Well, I
like
think
not been on
From the
it.
guy and girl's perspective, it's like girls have like more options than
Yeah,
guys,
oh, yeah.
right? So
Fine.
it's
Yeah.
very like daunting for you. So
For me.
you might you might have like I don't know 50 like
Yeah, DMs.
that are gonna
like,
expire in one day, right?
Yeah.
You never know, right? So it's like how do you like sift through each one, right?
Yeah.
That's-
Have you guys had like meaningful relationships come out of these dating apps, or have they just been like hitting quits, or you know?
I mean,
yeah,
I've
as
never
well.
been in a relationship through a dating app.
Oh, okay.
That's never happened to me. All of mine have been through like friends or mutual friends. So,
yeah.
but then again, I've only been on a dating app since October of 2021 or November 2021.
Very specific.
But I did try Bumble. I think when I was younger for like a month, and then I just gave up because it was just too much for me. And then and then recently is when I started going on dating apps, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but
From a girl's perspective, I know for guys it's a little bit different because when we're going through and liking profiles, I can say for certain, at least through my experience, that our number of matches kind of vary quite a lot between. So sometimes we'll have like absolutely nothing for a few months, and then we'll have like
Sometimes always.
and then
Sad emoji.
and then yeah, sometimes like we'll get like a whole bunch at one time for some strange reason.
Well, really.
Yeah. Well, I'm so sorry.
damn, what does this profile look
here.
like?
And then, but I want to ask you. So, how did you like from your previous experience? So, how did you deal with like the onslaught of like continuous like massive likes that you come through? Like, because I'm sure it notifies you every time.
Oh,
you get
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
I would
For
see
sure, right?
Hinge and it would say 50 plus, and I'd be like,
Oh my
whoa.
God.
Sorry, not to toot my own horn. But literally, like, it just gets so overwhelming. I'll just, like, sit down and kind of go through them. But, yeah, like, it honestly is really tiring. Yeah.
I think Hinge, it's good, but it's also it's like a double-edged sword because of the fact that there's a tab where it's like liked,
Yeah.
right? So in that you don't have to pay to see it. So for her, like she doesn't even have to like if she didn't touch the app and then like overnight someone like a whole bunch of people liked her, like it's just gonna show there and then instead of her swiping, she can just go through the ones that she knows likes her. So that's how it kind of like is successful, right? That's for guys and girls. That's why I think the app is
Hinge
good.
more because I don't go on Tinder really and just like swipe. But Hinge it just shows you like who initiated their like, oh, that they like you, or they like kind of initiated that, so you can go through it.
Let me say, what would something that some out of all those like profiles that like you, what would pop out to you the most? Like that would be you'd be like, oh,
Their face.
they're interesting. Oh,
But it makes sense though, right?
It has to be an
'Cause
attraction,
there has to be
right?
Physical attraction first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a
Physical
good
attraction
picture.
for sure.
Yeah, I think that's like one thing, and then
a puppy.
puppy's a winner.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I'll probably go directly to like the info, like more info, like their age and all that.
yeah, because then you'd be like, well, I don't want them to be like massively older. And you'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Just
can
go
sit
through all of that.
Yeah.
Do you guys care if they put in like their career aspirations in their bio?
What would be a career
Oh, I'm like
aspiration,
an entrepreneur. I'm working on this and that.
Everyone's an
I don't swipe
entrepreneur.
Yeah,
See that? I'm just like, what does that mean?
like what kind of entrepreneur are you?
It's such a vague term, right?
Yeah, it's so yeah.
That hustle
Entrepreneur,
life.
business owner, blah blah blah. You're like,
I smuggle gummy bears across the border.
CEO for myself.
Entrepreneur.
I
Yeah.
sell candy to kids. I'm an
I'm an
entrepreneur.
entrepreneur.
Building my empire.
Building my empire.
They're chocolate bars.
We
Like,
out here
Yeah.
We out here.
sling Snickers bars and Mars bars. What you want? I got you.
I got you.
You just you're that guy in the sketchy alley.
So what about you guys? Like, what do you look for in a profile?
It's
Other than pictures? what
well,
are, like, their
looks for
face,
sure, right?
looks?
'Cause
Yeah,
that's
looks
the,
is
like-
number one.
Like
It's a-
looks
it's a
aren't
given.
the like most important thing, but
You say
it,
that.
it has to be somewhat, like you have to be somewhat attractive.
Yeah, I think it's interesting when they have like certain hobbies,
Yeah.
like whether it's I don't know, like gymming or hiking, or they like
Everybody
certain-
writes gym.
Everyone writes
I know,
hiking.
but
Traveling.
certain hobbies that
Wow.
they figure skate or
Oh,
something.
that's so
or-
weird.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
like food and travels
And
and,
hiking.
EDM music.
I like
on the
so
beach.
basic.
breathing and I like walking, so
Yeah.
it's
I like
pretty hot.
eating. That's hot.
Sense of humor, probably. They have some kind of joke in there. Like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, ooh, okay.
Yeah,
this
that's
person
nice to
has
see.
something, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, like, sense of humor is pretty big.
That's true.
I don't know why, but on profiles, I don't know why this is a flex to some people's profiles, but I don't know if you guys seen this, but like a lot of people write like if you can outdrink me or if you can beat me in Mario Kart. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
But it sounds kind of fun, though.
That's
It's kind of fun, but like when you see it so much, I'm just like, wow, you guys
Well, were you guys
all playing
Are you
Mario
all
Kart?
into Mario Kart League that I'm not part of? Like I'm a gamer.
It's a Mario Kart like train. Everyone.
Yeah, I'm just
on
like,
that
wow.
train.
Like
So, what would be different then?
They're normalizing video games as like
Yeah.
a.
I think it's just to bait out like the gamer guys, right?
Oh, it is really nice when they write if they're a vegan or whatever, and then I can automatically.
Oh. If they're vegetarian or vegan, you'd be like, no.
Really?
Yeah. We're too different.
savage.
We're way too different.
Oh wow.
No, but what if she's okay? But you can eat your own thing. She
Yeah,
can eat
she's
her
not
own
like-
thing.
Yeah, but then I enjoy cooking for others, so I'm gonna have to make two different menus, or I'm gonna convert myself into
So
two.
you don't want to
You're
put it
really
into
You know what he's
good.
saying? Excuse me, ma'am. You have a complicated order. I don't want this. Next, security.
straight up boiled pasta and just give it to her. She's like, that's it. You're like, it's vegan.
Oh, some pastas have egg too.
All right.
What if they're on a keto diet? Like that's their
No
thing.
carbs.
No carbs.
Oh man.
think
Will your Asian
Or-
mom be like, what the
No
fuck?
gluten free.
I'm keto or like dairy or whatever. I think that's
Well, dairy
more
they can't help, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
keto's like a choice, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just not vegetarian.
So just not vegetarian or
It's not
vegan.
vegetarian,
Vegan to
okay.
no
Oh,
food, yeah.
wow.
That's a preference, right?
So that's a
preference.
preference, yeah.
To each their own, you know.
But it makes sense. Like, you just want to find someone who you have like the same like interests in.
Yeah, 'cause,
That's,
like,
a big
it sounds
interest
like-
Take
for
them to
you.
McDonald's.
Food is
right?
important to
Yeah,
you, and
food is
cooking,
important
and
to
you know, to me, food is a love language. So I
It
feel
is a
like
love language.
you know, like if it's something that's important to you and that's not matching it, then that's fair,
And that's
right?
fair, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
There's a lot of other people
value.
that don't eat that, so yeah,
Yeah,
go
it's
for
what you
it.
value, right?
Yeah.
What you feel.
Yeah.
I'm open. It's vegan.
Yeah.
You know, it's just another dish you have to cook.
Every
It's
single
like-
day for the rest of your life.
Tone change there, Kimmy.
like
Another dish you have to.
another dish.
More
They
groceries.
said it fast so that you don't see it. You know.
Yeah.
This is like the behind the scenes like guy talk.
Another dish.
Look-
Hey, I cook vegan dishes.
Oh, yeah,
though.
you do.
Oh,
So
you
it's,
do?
it's totally like.
So,
So you've already incorporated
so
that
you can
into your
just be
diet a
like,
little bit.
"Have you met my friend Angus?" There you go.
But I won't eat just vegan food.
You
I
make
like-
your own too.
Yeah, like
That's
I'm like,
fine.
I don't think it's as bad as, well, it depends, right? Some people might be like, I'm gonna date someone that's vegan only or vegetarian, but like I've seen like friends that are successful that they like,
Yeah,
some days
yeah,
we'll do
yeah.
vegetarian together, some days we'll do like regular,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
it's like
And that's
compromise
fine,
kind of
right?
thing, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
They both have to be open-minded because
Yeah.
vegan diet comes from some ethical views as
Yep.
well. So if
Yeah,
you have
yeah, yeah.
that topic comes up, you don't want to be like arguing about it or
Yeah.
who's right, who's wrong.
You don't want your partner to like shame you every time you
yeah.
eat meat.
Like, you just killed a
Yeah.
cow or something
Right.
like that.
Just looks at you and just be like,
Shame.
start like throwing paint at you. I'm like, damn,
You killed. Yeah.
my shirt. Like,
Yeah.
man.
True.
How's that steak taste, monster?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You don't
I'll
want
just
that.
eat it. But so
Okay.
I guess I won't eat this anymore.
We've all agreed that Hinge is probably the best dating app.
Dog photos are great.
Dog photos.
Dog photos.
Yeah.
Interesting bio.
But no fish,
bio.
please.
Yes, please
No
don't
fish.
try
No
catfish.
Yeah.
Especially catfish.
No catfish.
Sense of humor is a pretty big
Sense
one.
of humor, yeah.
Remember to hit like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and we're also on Apple Music, Stitcher, and Spotify.
All right. I guess from that, we'll see you guys on the next one.
See you in the next one.
Bye.